does he have that foresight to not take the typical Vince guy and go with a Bray Wyatt and push him? Because if he loses the title at WrestleMania, I think they're going to bury Bray Wyatt.
They would have
Absolutely.
to.
You think?
They would have to. They got to give him his little bit of an era that he, when you have fans cheering, you deserve it. You deserve it. He deserves it.
He does. I mean,
But to your point, though, you think if he loses the belt, he gets buried.
Yes.
That's typical Vince.
That's what I mean.
They bury
He's that
bury
splash
him.
in the pan.
That's typical, and I hope it doesn't happen. I think it's fantastic what they're doing with Bray Wyatt, but Vince gets set in his ways a little bit, and
the man's 70.
Yeah. When I saw Randy Orton win that Royal Rumble, I went, here we go.
Here we go.
I was not expecting that at all.
And I think they'll put on a great match at Mania. But I just, you're correct. Where there's always that possibility looming in the background that Vince is just going to pull the rug from underneath Bray Wyatt and all the stuff he's doing. It's and
the thing is that now kind of mixed into the title picture is AJ Styles, because honestly, I never thought he would get to where he is right now.
He got one hell of a push.
Beyond.
And I liked him when he was over in TNA. I'm not a big fan of him in the WWE.
Just soccer mom haircut.
That and his happy little gloves that make his name, and he's just. I think he's leashed more than he was in TNA. WWE creative kind of locked him into what they want him to be.
Yep.
Instead of what he deserves to be.
Yep.
I think he's. I don't know. The soccer mom thing, haircut, that joke they use, that is true. But his in-ring work stuff, and regardless, sometimes, his interviews get a little stale. They get a bit stale. Some of it, but his in-ring work stuff is so good. It's
he's one of the best.
Yeah, I can overlook any of the nonsense. And he doesn't do the same thing twice, except for like a finisher, of course. But you never know what you're going to see when he steps in the ring. And that I'm not going to go beat up Roman Reigns again, but that's my main problem with that. You know what you're going to get every time. But anyway, AJ Styles though, man, the in-ring stuff is really good. So,
but you know what though? I mean, when you look at like the big stars, though I'm talking WWE stars, not the guys,
the legends
overseas. They were basically 4 moves. I mean, Hulk Hogan was
a leg drop,
the leg drop, the clothesline, the boot.
But it's not 1986 anymore either.
But Vince.
Even look at The Rock or Stone Cold. They had the
Stone
4 moves, and that was filler the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, The Rock was what? The People's Elbow, the Rock Bottom, the DDT.
Right.
Stone Cold was the Stone Cold Stunner, the Stomp.
The Luthez Press.
It
was Stone Cold. Sorry, it was the Luthez Press.
But it's like you get. They were the big stars. That's all they had. So if you're going to criticize Roman Reigns for what you're going to get when you watch a Stone Cold match.
He hasn't done the arm up, the arm down, arm up, the arm down.
But also, I mean, I'm not going to. We're beating a dead horse with the Roman Reigns thing, but it's just like in the match with Braun Strowman on Raw, he used the Superman punch
47 times,
whatever it was. It's just like. Okay, man. I know you're trying to knock the monster down and everything, but it's just, I don't know. It's just stale to me. It's, and I guess we're so used to good wrestling now, or a lot better wrestling than the 3-move guy from 20 years ago. We get so much more action in the ring with a lot of the guys who are there now. Exactly. The female wrestling is leaps and bounds better than it was 5 years ago.
Oh, sometimes those matches are better than the guys' matches, on honesty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just think the in-ring product is can be so much better than a 3-move guy anymore. So that's I guess why I keep harping on that.
But you know what?
Process though that they have.
Well, here's the thing, though, and this, we all love the Attitude Era.
Oh,
That was great. But now you're talking about, the 3-move guys, the 4-move guys. Didn't we just describe the Attitude Era stars?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and that was 20 years ago.
That was 20 years ago. You had the Undertaker, Tombstone,
Old school.
the ropes, walking on the ropes, Triple H.
There.
I mean, but
Even Ric Flair was limited to the figure 4, the flipping over in the corner and out of the ring. And
But here's the thing though, what made the Attitude Era great? I mean, why doesn't a 3-move guy work now as opposed to 20 years ago?
What's the attitude?
What's the
The
difference?
characters were just awesome and over the top.
I think I can narrow it down. Mic skills.
Yeah.
Just gonna say that. Yep.
You had the mic skill guys 20 years ago. You have the move guys 20 years later, but really you get a guy like Bray Wyatt who has mic skills, but Chris Jericho, I'm kind of like that.
I
But
miss the old Chris Jericho when he first came over.
you don't have the
Say it,
mics.
Russ. The list. No.
You know what happens now. but it's like you had the mic skill guys then. You have the guys that are into wrestling now. Because do you like Dolph Ziggler's mic skills?
I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of Dolph Ziggler. I don't like him.
I
I've
just
tried so many different things with him, and it never pans out.
I mean, but they don't have enough mics.
Spirit Squad worked for him though, didn't it?
Wow, you brought up the Spirit Squad.
You know what? You're going
What
on
I
the
do.
It's what you do.
Right here, Joe. Have the
list. You are
list.
on the list.
You know what happens when you bring up the Spirit Squad on this show?
You make the list.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But I think that's the big difference. I mean, we love the Attitude Era, not because of not because of the wrestling, but because of the characters and
The show.
that was put on.
legitimately a show. You have Stone Cold filling Vince's car with concrete, and just that craziness.
Oh,
just,
the beer truck.
the beer truck, the milk truck with Kurt Angle. A lot of it's rehashed and done over and over again, but you still love it.
But but it's like they could tell a story with a mic back then.
Yes.
Today, they're trying to force guys like Big Cass. They put a mic in. He's such a Vince.
He's soft.
He's wow. He didn't mean that, Big Cass. He really didn't.
That's harsh.
I like Enzo, but Kaz, just don't let him talk.
But here's the thing. But you take a guy like Big Cass, and he's a perfect example of a Vince guy. Big. He's legit 7 feet.
He's a fake test.
I did say he was test light. That's
You did,
fake test.
but he's cut. He's 7 feet tall. He's great. He's got good ring skills. You can see he's got
definitely that.
great
The
movement.
match on Raw last week was a great match.
But then you give him a mic, and he's like,
Shuts down.
S-A-W.
by the way, soft is spelled S-O-F-T. I'm just saying, I blame the educational system for his promos.
Well,
I'm just saying.
He is from the city.
And he hangs out with Enzo.
Leave Enzo alone.
Wow.
Why am I going to leave Enzo alone? We can open this can of worms.
Because he's an adorable little Furby.
Yeah, dude, he should be his manager then. He should not get in the ring.
Yeah, he's got no
He's
skills
awful.
whatsoever, but his mic skills, again, he's hysterical.
His mic skills carry that character all the way through.
And he pushes that edge, too, with some of the little jabs they throw in there.